Hey guys, it's Meg. I am here this week with a new video for you. This is going to be our standard tarot reading, so if you guys want to get a message from the cards, please come on in and have a seat and we'll get started in a moment. I do want to say though that if you like what you see in the video, please consider hitting the like, subscribe, and the bell buttons so that way you can stay in the loop for when I post new work. I have also included links to my social media. I've included a list of the decks I'm using for this reading, as well as a timestamp, because there is a bonus reading for this video as well. So, yeah, I'm excited to get to the cards. It's been a little tough the last couple of days, but I'm okay. I'm doing the best that I can. I have started writing again for April and May for my blog, so stay tuned for that because I'm very excited to start rolling out the information that my cards are giving me for those months. So keep an eye on it. Like I said, everything is linked it's linked in the description. Also, I'm available for private readings. And if you guys can and would like to, my Patreon is linked in the description as well. So I'm ready to go. I'm excited. I do have some cards ready to go. So we're going to start with our oracle reading and then we're going to move into our tarot just to see what kind of picture we can get of the energy for today. So let's get started here. Okay. All right, we're going to start with the Swan Spirit, which is asking us to take a deep dive. Okay, there's our Swan Spirit. Okay, we have Sauvage, which represents the wild, the mysterious, and the untamed. Okay, there's Sauvage. Okay, we have Awakening Ancient Wisdom, which says deep inner knowing is emerging within me. Okay, so there's that. And we have Do the Work. Okay, so what I'm getting here right off the bat is that there are some things, for some of you, there may be some things that you have to kind of pause and reflect on, okay? Because there's some lessons that need to be learned right now. We have this ancient wisdom card, but we're also being asked to do the work to really get this started. Okay. Again, there's lessons coming in that we really need to kind of pause and let absorb into our energy. Okay. And it's going to take some time. It might take a little bit of effort on your part. But what I feel compelled to say here is that you have guides, you have angels, you have what it takes to actually do the work, right? I think one of the benefits that you might find in all of this is that you start discovering things in your energy that I feel you may have known, like you've had a sense that these things were there. They've kind of been asserting themselves a little bit, because maybe the timing wasn't right for you to start tapping in to these things, these little mystery bits and pieces of information. Okay. But because we're working on discovering those things, Now it's a time to pause, reflect, and really start exploring those little bits and pieces of information. Okay. Hope that's making sense. Let's see what is going on in our tarot and find out how we can supplement this information. Okay. So what do we need to see from our tarot, please? Okay, we're going to start with our Six of Swords. Okay, we have Six of Swords. Okay, we have the Eight of Wands. Six of Swords, Eight of Wands, and we have the King of Pentacles. Okay. All right. So something is happening here that suggests that there is going to be a rapid transition. Okay, because we have the Six of Swords and the Eight of Wands together. Six of Swords is generally transition, but the Eight of Swords here is really fast moving energy. Okay, it's the kind of thing that you really want to pay attention to, especially how you're feeling and what is going on, what's going on externally, and how that's making you feel internally. Okay. Again, this is a time for pause and reflection. I'm certainly processing the information here. That's interesting that I say pause and reflection, okay, because you have this movement forward. What's coming through, and what I think I meant to say a little bit ago with the oracle, is that there's been a lot of information that you've been asked to absorb. Okay, and when you give yourself a minute to actually take it in, okay, then you're going to start to see things really kick up a notch. Okay, so there's that aspect. The other thing that I am getting here with this King of Pentacles here is that for some of you there could be a growth in finances, material abundances. This could be you having literally planted a garden of some variety, and now you're starting to see the growth that's happening with it. But I think more importantly than all of that is that you're starting to understand your personhood and your value and what you bring into this situation. Okay. Because again, you've been asked to absorb a lot of this information, and now it's like, oh, now things are starting to make sense. Now things are really starting to be put together in a way that feels right. Okay, it feels right. It feels like you're settling in a little bit. Okay, you're settling in a little bit better. Let me put it like that there. Okay. So let's see what we need to see here. What else do we need to know? Okay. All right, we have the Five of Cups. Okay, we have the Five of Cups. We have the Three of Cups. Okay, Five of Cups, Three of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. Funnily enough, in my personal readings, I'm getting the Queen of Wands a lot too. So, yeah, there's definitely been some hurt and some disappointment. Okay, we're getting the Five of Cups and the Three of Cups together, which leads me to think that for some of you, there's been potentially a shakeup in your support system. Yeah, there's been a shakeup in your support system, whether this is a friend breakup, a partner breakup. Something doesn't feel right about this, okay? And it's disappointing. Um, there could be that. There could be an instance where this Five of Cups doesn't have to do with your support system at all. This could be something like maybe work related, or yeah, something maybe work related, or a project that you were doing didn't pan out, and now you're kind of stuck looking at the glass is completely empty. It's not even half full. It's not even half empty. It's just completely empty, right? And that's causing you to feel very, very hurt and disappointed, okay, because things just didn't pan out, okay. And now we're working. Now you're likely working with a group of people to be like, hey, how do I handle this? How do I go through this situation, right? Um, the other thing that this is likely doing, okay, what I want to say here is that it's the Five of Cups, okay, even if three of them are toppled over, okay, because generally you're going to see it depicted as, excuse me, generally you'll see this depicted with three of the five cups toppled over, and two of the cups are still standing. That's likely what you're reaching out to your support group for, is how do I pick these back up again, okay, because this situation didn't work, okay. That's well and good, okay. Now this Queen of Wands energy, this is either you are feeling very passionate and very emotional over this situation, and this is where you're being asked to slow down, pause, and absorb, or this is someone in your Three of Cups, your support group here, that is nurturing you and opening you up to new ideas. How do you move forward? What are you going to do with this energy now that it is a little bit, now that it's moved away from your original plan? So what are you going to do with it, right? Um, all of this to say, this is where I think this information, this pause to absorb issue is coming in. Again, hope that makes sense. Yeah, let's move on and see what else we need to see here. What other stuff do we need to see? What other stuff do we need to see? Okay. We're getting the Six of Air. So this is the Six of Swords coming out again. The Six of Swords. Okay. Getting the Call. So this is Judgment. Okay. And we're getting the Two of Cups, Two of Water. Yeah, you know what? The thought that I immediately had when I started getting the Six of Swords and the Judgment is that it is time, it's likely very much time to move on from what's been going on around you. Okay, we've had the Five of Cups. So yeah, obviously there's been something that hasn't worked, and it's disappointing. It really is disappointing. But you don't have to stay with this darkness forever. What happened really killed your buzz. It's not fun. It's like, oh, Well, that didn't work at all. So do you stay and mope in your situation, or do you let yourself heal and move on? That's where your situation is. That's the situation that's presenting itself right now, I think. Okay, and the encouragement here is to, excuse me, is to move on. Okay, is to let the disappointment absorb and work through you, but then you got to work it out of your energetic space, because holding on to it isn't going to allow you to move on. It just isn't. It isn't. I'm notoriously bad at letting things go. I'll admit that. I'll admit that I have a resistance to change, and that's been inborn into my energetic space. But that doesn't mean that you can't learn lessons from this time. Okay, because you also have the Two of Water, the Two of Cups. To me, that says, you know what? You know what you know. Okay, you understand your situation very well, but it's time to integrate new lessons, integrate new understandings and new perspectives about your situation, so that you don't have to stay stuck in it. Okay, part of the call or judgment is allowing yourself to release the negativity and release darkness, and allow yourself to come into a lighter experience of your energy. Okay, it doesn't have to be this Five of Cups, does not have to be, yeah, this Five of Cups doesn't have to be heavy anymore. Okay, it doesn't have to be heavy anymore. It's just a matter of giving yourself the chance to move on from it. Okay, all right, so let's see what else we need to see, please. What else do we need to see? How can we make this transition a little more smooth? What's going on? If you have change makes you uncomfortable, how can we make this change a little more smooth for you? Okay. Ooh, all right. We're starting off with the Empress. This is another card that's been coming through, and I like to see it. Okay, so we have the Empress. Okay. We have the Knight of Cups. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups. And we have the Seven of Swords. Okay. All right. So, first things first here, I think we're being advised to watch our motivations and watch who we are trusting with this situation. Okay. Remember that we have the Three of Cups, we have the Five of Cups. And I recall interpreting it that there is a disappointment that's happened, possibly within a support system or a friend group. So there's the possibility of you needing to watch yourself and who you are associating with, potentially. You know what? Yeah, watch yourself, watch who you're associating with. Again, we have the Eight of Wands, so really pay attention to the situation around you. Okay. What privately, what might help you is knowing first and foremost that this Knight of Cups is here, and that is taking action on understanding how you're feeling about this situation, because I think for some of you there could be a lot of really intense feelings that you might not have a name for. Cool, it's totally cool. That's okay. doing this work is going to help you figure out how to process what's going on, because you do need to process this. Okay. And on top of that, I'm going to say that creative expression is probably going to be your ace in the pocket here. Okay. Write it out, paint it out, make some music, go go get a canvas. I think I just said this. Go get a canvas and paint something. I don't know. Whatever. Do you knit or crochet? That's always helpful. That's a good mental relax for me. If you have that bend, maybe that might be something that you do to help yourself relax and let your brain open up. Whatever it is, whatever creative expression that you have, go do that. Okay, please be safe, but be creative. Okay, because I believe there will be an abundance of information that comes through when you start working on understanding what the situation is bringing up in you. Okay, and obviously there needs to be a safe outlet for your emotions. So creative expression is really going to help you here. Yeah, but it could be anything. It could be anything, so long as it's safe and not harming yourself or anybody else. So I hope that helps. What we're gonna do now is get into our hidden energy. Okay, so I've drawn some cards from the bottom of each deck that we've used. I have the cards that were directly on the bottom, so right here, and we're going to see the hidden energy, what energy is underneath all of this. Okay, so hidden energy, we have the Three of Pentacles. Okay, we have the Three of Pentacles. Okay, we have the Knight of Cups coming out again, so this is a repeat card. Okay, Knight of Pentacles, Knight of Cups, Knight of Cups. We have the Eight of Fire, or the Eight of Wands. Okay. Okay. And we have the Sun in reverse. Okay. Yeah. So there has been a goal that hasn't been achieved in the way that you thought it was going to be achieved. Okay. And the Three of Pentacles is the card, in my book, it's the card for teamwork. Okay, it's the card for putting plans in action and trying to balance new ideas and traditional means of doing things. Okay, and something hasn't worked. Okay, something really hasn't worked, and it's been severely disappointing. Okay, we have the Sun in reverse, so the energy feels cold. It feels cold, right? Because the Sun is in reverse, there's been a major change in a kind of a friend dynamic or working dynamic. Again, we have the Five of Cups, okay? And that's also why that Seven of Swords is coming out too. Because I feel like with this disappointment, you're not sure who to trust anymore. Oh, ow, that hurts my heart to say that. That really hurts my heart to say that, because this Three of Pentacles energy, this goal that you wanted to achieve, really mattered. It really, really deeply mattered to you, because it was important. Okay. Now, I'm sorry to see that. I'm really sorry to see that. Um, I'm sorry. Anyway, The fact of the matter, though, is that even if this disappointment, and this is absolutely easier said than done, okay? I acknowledge that, and I admit to not having all of the answers, especially in this. But you are being asked to move on, okay? Because you have the Eight of Fire, you have the Eight of Wands coming out in repeat here. So your emotions need to be addressed, okay? In order for you to move on, you do need to be addressing how you're feeling. Again, easier said than done, okay? Because all of this is going to help you move on, okay? Is it easy? No, absolutely not. And it's a major change. Whatever this shakeup is, it's painful. Clearly it's painful. Okay? It's painful, and I think for some of you may be putting up barriers around you. Okay? Because healing, you need to heal from it too. And you also need to give yourself a chance to start that. Okay? So that's the hidden energy. Let's see some clarifying energy. It's for the whole reading, but hopefully this puts a little bit of a lighter, feel on everything. So clarifying energy. Okay, we're starting with the Eight of Swords. Okay, there's the Eight of Swords. We have the Knight of Pentacles. All right. Knight of Pentacles. Okay. We have the Page of Fire, the Page of Wands. Okay, and we have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Interesting here. You know what? I'm going to read it like this. You're putting up your own cage. Okay, and again, you've had this shakeup. I can understand it from that standpoint. Okay, you're putting up a cage because it's like, no, I need to heal. I need to focus on healing. Okay, fair. Totally fair. Okay. On top of that, you have this Page of Fire. So you're feeling some things extremely intensely right now. Okay, and this is probably why you're saying, no. Let me have this. Let me put up the barrier and let me do some healing. Okay. Eventually, there will be a point where you outgrow this cage, you outgrow this barrier. Okay, and I think you're starting to hit that point now. Okay, now the secret with both of these cards is that there is hope for you. There are people who do want to help you through this time. Okay, it's a matter of how much you're willing to trust right now, which is fair. Okay. Let me turn this five of Pentacles upright for this right now. Now you have the Eight of Swords and the Five of Pentacles together, which means that at some point you're likely to start feeling trapped and hemmed in and really stuck. The fact of the matter is that you're not as stuck as you believe you are, okay, because look at where this character's wings are. They're not trapped, and the cage is open, okay? And like I said, with this Five of Pentacles here, there is hope for you right now. There are people who want to see you succeed in getting through this time, okay? But right now, because things are starting to transition and move on, it's going to take you a minute. I feel like this is going to take you a minute, okay? All right? And it's going to take you a minute because we have the Knight of Pentacles here. The Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Wands are the Page of Fire. So you may need to take your time in identifying what you're feeling and how deeply this goes. Okay. Again, this is hard, and it feels like it's happening a little too fast for your comfort. But you know, it can. All of this is going to work in your favor. You might not realize it right now, okay? But you are healing, and you're working on getting yourself back to, if not the normal you had before, you're working on getting yourself into a new normal. Okay? All right, let's do our bonus reading for this entry. So let's see, we're going to do bonus oracle and a bonus tarot, and we'll see if this is a new story altogether or if it's a supplement to our main reading. So let's see what we got here. Okay. So to start with our bonus reading, we have the Armadillo Spirit, which says set healthy boundaries. Okay. Here's Armadillo. Okay. We have Blue, which represents fragility, secret love, and rejection. Okay. Alrighty, there's Blue. We have Being in the Flow, which says, I am in the flow of the universe. Okay. All right. And we have the Mother, Father, God. Interesting. Okay. Okay. So what's interesting here is that boundaries have been set. Okay. And I believe this is for you. Okay. You've done the boundary setting. So there's been someone that has tried to get to your energy, get into your, maybe this is an energy vampire, or maybe this is someone who sees you as a very, very powerful empath and wants little bits and pieces of you because they're in need of figuring out their own energy, and they don't understand themselves. So they're looking to you to fill that void in their space. And that's where you're saying, yeah, you know what? I would like to see you succeed in getting that thing taken care of over here, except that I don't have the energy to be constantly on. Okay. You know, you personally aren't fragile. Okay, your energy isn't fragile. But you're starting to figure out, like, I can't be available for everybody at every moment of every day, right? That's impossible. You're not going to be able to do that. So you're saying, actually, I'm going to cut you off right here. I hope you're doing okay. I'm sorry if you get mad at me at the end of this time here, but I got to go do some things. Let me address you in a minute. Okay. After that, you know, you set your boundary, and you've had to put up a little bit of, yes, you may have had to reject this person, but it's not a malicious rejection. I don't think it's malicious. It's like, actually, our energies are not, we can be right for each other. There's some things that both of us need to take care of separately. Okay. And in order to help you figure out how to assert and maintain those boundaries, knowing that you have a flow of energy coming to you, okay, and that you are supported and cared for during this time where you're figuring out what that boundary needs to be for yourself, okay. All right. So there's the oracle. Let's see what we have in terms of our tarot. Okay. So we're going to start with the world. Okay. So there's the world. All righty. We have justice. Okay. We have justice. So it's currently raining right now, and I don't know if you can hear it, but it is absolutely dumping a bucket over everybody right now. If you're watching this after the fact, I hope you're okay. There's been a few areas where flooding has been very problematic, so hopefully all of you are okay. Anyway, back to the cards we've just looked at justice. Okay. But we have the Queen of Fire, the Queen of Wands. This is a repeat card here. Here's our Queen of Fire. Okay. And we have the Two of Swords. Okay. So there has been choices. You made your choices here. Okay. And because we're seeing the world and the justice cards here. So choices have been made and the energy has been affected in the way that it is going to be affected. Okay. Now the thing that may be a little bit of an issue right now is that your choices were made without all the pieces available to you. So you didn't have certain things that you needed to really understand what you were doing or how you needed to best move forward. And that might have caused a little bit of an issue. Okay. But I think in this case you have enough self-understanding of yourself, and certainly you're putting up the boundary like we said with the oracle. Okay. But you have enough understanding of how you're feeling during this time to let yourself certainly answer for your past behavior so you can get your karmic scales back in balance here. But you also have there's an opening. Okay, there's a new door opening in all of this, because you've taken the time to pause and assert your boundary so you can do this work, so you can figure out the intensity of your emotions and be able to name them in the best way that you know how. Okay, so that is it for this reading, guys. Thank you so much for joining me this week. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was resonant. If you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, let me know. I will do my best to help you. And check out the description for all my links, the decks, whatever you would like to do. I'm excited to share this with you. So thank you for being here. I will see you in the next one. But until then, stay safe and love you lots. Bye, everybody.